Thank you, Aqueduct, for sponsoring this video.
Welcome back to Clearwater Chronicles, the channel where we help you take the guesswork out of owning and enjoying your backyard pool. If you feel like you're in a constant battle with cloudy pool water, or you have never-ending issues with scaling or buildup on your tiles or your pool equipment, chances are you probably have hard water. So let's talk about what that means and what you can actually do about it. When we say your pool water is too hard, we're talking about calcium hardness. That's basically the amount of dissolved calcium that's in your pool water. When that amount gets too high, it starts to cause problems. The ideal calcium hardness level is usually between 200 and 400 parts per million. Once you hit 500 or more, that's where you start to see issues like scaling, cloudy water, and excessive wear and tear on your equipment. There are a few reasons that your pool water might be too hard. One of those reasons is that your fill water is just naturally high in calcium. This is super common in some parts of the country. Another reason is evaporation. Water leaves while calcium and other minerals stay behind. And if you're using calcium-based pool chemicals like Cal Hypo Shock, then that also adds to the buildup of calcium in your pool. Unfortunately, calcium hardness doesn't go away on its own, but stick around for the rest of the video and I'll show you the most effective ways to deal with it. The most common fix is to drain part of your pool water and refill it with softer water. If your hose water is lower in calcium, this is your best bet. Just don't go overboard. I usually recommend about a third of the pool water being replaced at a time. Never fully drain your pool unless you absolutely know what you're doing. A lot of damage can occur this way. If you live in a hard water area, or even if you're just not sure, consider using a hose pre-filter like this one. This will cut your calcium levels down right from the start. And if you've been using Cal Hypo Shock, you may want to switch to a liquid chlorine or a dichlor-based shock for now. Those options won't add any more calcium to your water. There are also products you can use to treat the hardness, like scale inhibitors or sequestering agents. Those don't actually soften your water or remove calcium, but they do help keep it suspended, which keeps it from sticking to your walls and your tiles and inside of your equipment. The one that I use is this Professional Stain and Scale Spawn Pool Care by Aqueduct. They make one for saltwater pools as well. All you do with this one is just add 2 ounces for every 500 gallons of water that you have directly to your pool, and then run your filter for an hour. So for my pool, I actually use a little more than 2 whole 32-ounce bottles in my pool. Now, if your fill water is truly hard, just know that that pre-filter I mentioned earlier can only do so much. So treatment might be your only realistic option. Just know if you decide to go the treatment route, you'll have to reapply those chemicals on a regular basis. That can get really expensive though. So if partial drains are an option based on your fill water, that's definitely the route to go if you can. Now, luckily in my case, I am able to achieve normal levels by using partial drains in combination with the pre-filter. And I just use the stain and scale several times a year in between the partial drains when I notice my levels creeping up. And since I started doing that, I have definitely noticed less scaling than I had before I knew any better. And here's something most people miss. When your calcium is too high, you got to be extra careful with your pH and your alkalinity. If they drift too high, it increases the risk of scaling. Try to keep pH between that 7.4 and 7.6 range, and alkalinity between 80 and 120 parts per million. And here's a question I get all the time. Can I just add something to make my water softer? The short answer is no, at least not the way people think. In your house, a water softener uses salt and resin to actually remove calcium from the water. That system doesn't work in a pool. It's just too much water volume. So no, there's nothing you can pour into your pool that's going to magically lower calcium hardness. What you can do is use those sequestering agents or scale inhibitors like I mentioned before. That, plus keeping your pH and alkalinity balanced, goes a long way to preventing damage even if your hardness is high. If you're not sure where your levels are at, grab a reliable test kit. I use this Eagle Ray digital test kit by Aqueduct. It takes all the guesswork away, gives me all my readings very accurately, including hardness. So to sum it up, you can't actually soften your water with any kind of chemical fix, but you can absolutely manage it. A partial drain and refill is the only true way to reduce calcium levels. But proper water balancing and a good sequestering agent or scale inhibitor can help keep your pool clean and your equipment protected. If this helped you out, let me know by hitting that thumbs up and dropping your comments below with any questions or what's worked for you. I'll drop some links in the description below on all the products that I use to help manage my hard water. Those are affiliate links and they do help the channel at no extra cost to you. I really do appreciate it when you use those. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got more videos coming on pool maintenance, pool tips, the latest in tech, and of course, all the stuff nobody tells you when you buy your pool. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.